Okay, everybody, it's a very serious conversation that needs to happen, and I just want to make sure everyone understands this can really go one of two ways. It can go like this.
From the bottom of my heart, I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody. The double champ does what the he wants.
Or it can go like, well, like this. All right, everybody. There's a lot of stuff going on the intranets. And when I explain to you exactly what's going on, you're going to be like, oh, crap. So apparently someone doesn't like me, which is not new. That's pretty common. People don't like me all the time. But something occurred in the last few days, and this started a few days ago, and we're going to go step by step through the entire evolution of what's going on. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I should apologize, maybe. But I think everyone needs to know exactly what's really going on. And for that, we have to blame this entire situation on Dichotic. Yep, this is all Dichotic's fault. These two guys on their channel, brought me on their channel, and they asked me some questions, and I answered the questions honestly because I need everyone to understand one simple rule. I will not fake anything for anybody. I am 100% real. There's a reason why I have those shirts. I don't lie. I will not paste cover something. I will not hype your crap. If it sucks, it sucks. If it's great, it's great. And that's why some bands love it when I react to them, and that's why some bands don't want me to react. And that's a big reason why there are 3 bands I will never react to. Not because of the bands. And I'm going to tell you exactly why. Watch this clip. There are 3 bands I will never do a reaction to because, not because of the artist, but because of the fan base.
Okay, what are those 3? I'm curious.
Okay, number 1, Greta Van Fleet. I will never do a reaction to them ever again. Because there's nothing you can say, either positive or negative, that I literally feel like Greta Van Fleet is the U.S. government of music. Because half the country hates you, the other half loves you, and they both hate each other, and you're stuck in the middle going, I made that comment because I did a reaction to Greta Van Fleet last year, my first reaction ever. And my reaction to them was a lot like a lot of people. I'm like, also understand, I'm 47 years old. I actually have vinyls of Led Zeppelin in my house. I grew up on Zeppelin, okay? So when I first heard Greta Van Fleet, I felt like a lot of people. Oh my God, is this a Zeppelin tribute band? No, they're not. They're actually their own musical artists, and their first album sounds a lot like Led Zeppelin 1. Even Robert Plant said so. And he would know. And a lot of Greta Van Fleet fans just went vitriol in comments. And then a lot of people jumped in the comments going against them, going, dude, they sound like Zeppelin. And then there was this big fight in the comments of my reaction. And I didn't say anything was bad about them. I wasn't even hating on them. I was just like, man, they sound a lot like Zeppelin, but damn, they're doing a good job. That was my reaction. And they still weren't happy. So Greta Van Fleet came out with a new album. And in their new album, they stayed to that 70s groove, that bluesy feel, that unique sound that they have, and that unique look that they have. And they kind of did a lot of stuff that kind of reminded you of Thin Lizzy and a lot of those great mega bands of the 70s. And they played a live performance on a late night show, and I did a reaction to that. And in my reaction, I said, you know what? They bring a lot of the classic rock stylings of Zeppelin, Thin Lizzy, all the greats. But this new album is very unique. And you know what happened on that reaction? I got destroyed in my own comments by the people who said that they sound like Zeppelin and da-da-da-da, they accused me of selling out. Like I was now kissing Greta Van Fleet's ass. So I couldn't win. I made a reaction and they sounded like Zeppelin. I said they sounded like Zeppelin because they did in their first album. Then I did a reaction in their second album and their new song didn't sound like Zeppelin. It sounded like an amalgamation of many amazing classics, but in their own style. And I got bashed that I was kissing their ass now. At that moment, I said I will never do another reaction to Greta Van Fleet. And it wasn't because of Greta Van Fleet. I actually listened to 2 or 3 of their songs on my own time personally. They've got a good sound. But it was the fan bases, both the fan base that hates them and the fan base that loves them. And I can't do it anymore. I'm not a referee and I ain't their mom. So I'm just done with it. That's number 1. Continue. I just work here. I was just listening. Yeah, you know. Number 2, Evanescence. Because if you love them, you're going to get the music hate. If you hate them, their fans will come after you. See, they even know what I'm talking about. Do you know how many reactors do reactions to Evanescence? Almost none. Because they know exactly what I'm saying. There's something wonderful about the band Evanescence. And that is the veracity, the passion of their fan base. The one thing that Evanescence can do probably better than any US band since 2004 is that they can literally tap in to the emotional subset of an entire generational angst level, if that makes any sense. Like all the troubles and pains and anxiety and pressure that young women and young men were dealing with in the early 2000s, Evanescence was their voice. Amy Lee was telling them all their stories. Nothing wrong with that. The problem is just like Creed and Scott Stapp and Nickelback, the number of people that literally hated them because so many, literally Evanescence and Creed are one and the same from a emotional standpoint. Creed was 4 young guys led by an emotional front guy who tapped into the emotions of a lot of people in the late 90s, mid to late 90s and into the 2000s. Evanescence did the same thing, but with the next decade of young people. The problem is when you deal with emotion, then all you're going to get back is emotion. Good and bad, which means, just like Creed, there are a lot of musical purists that think that Creed is a label band. Maybe, maybe not. If they were, Alter Bridge wouldn't be so fucking awesome. Because the only member of Creed that is not an Alter Bridge is Scott Stapp, because everyone just hated him posing in his muscle shirts and it drove people nuts. But the message was still good. That's why Alter Bridge can still take that amazing music, put Miles Kennedy's songwriting in there, and they become authentic and people love them. Done deal. Evanescence is the same way. Not Evanescence's fault. Remember, there were a lot of things on the first album that Evanescence put out that the label made them do. They didn't have a choice, and it pissed them off. The lead singer of 12 Stones got put on their first single, and they hated it. Not the lead singer of 12 Stones' fault, not Amy Lee's fault. The label did that crap. Everybody knows that. But since then, Evanescence tapped into that one thing, that emotional sell point that so many young people loved. And I watched them reach out and touch an entire decade of young people, and it hit that crowd. Here's the problem. They never stopped doing that. And those people grew up, and then those people got computers, and those people got phones, and then those people got on social media, and God help anybody say anything about the goddess Amy Lee. I'm going to give you guys some truth. Amy Lee is an outstanding vocalist. She's an outstanding songwriter. Some of her stuff she does on her own, Speak to Me, love that song. Did a reaction to it, loved every minute of it. Because it wasn't that, she wasn't trying to just, the label wasn't trying to sell emotion to, to generate that vibe. It was just her being a vocalist, and I loved it. Nothing I say about Evanescence has anything to do with Amy Lee. One of my favorite songs of all time. Lizzie Hale, Amy Lee, their duet that they did. Not the one in the studio, the one they did on stage. You can find on YouTube. It's just Lizzie Hale playing the piano. Amy Lee steps out halfway through the song. It is magic. Two of the most powerful vocalists in America right there. Here's a problem. There are a lot of people that when you say the word Amy Lee, you must speak with reverence and you must tuck your chin down and always look to the floor. You must never look up. That's not normal, okay? Amy Lee is a human being, just like me, just like you, and she knows she's just a human being. But the level of reverence and fandom, by the way, to be a fan is a fanatic. Didn't know if you knew that. So the level of fandom that certain people have, there are a lot of people that are fans of Evanescence that are also internet trolls. You can usually identify them because their name will be Evanescence Warrior. Amy Lee is a goddess. That's their names online. Not their own name. It's that. When you see that, you're just like, whoa. You're like, I'm afraid to piss that person off. Now, Evanescence's new album. I did a reaction to the first song, and I was impressed. I was like, you know what? It sounds different than some of their other stuff. It sounds like a new thing. Amy's vocal style is very similar to before, but there's a little dynamic in the music there. New guitarist, the drummer's a little bit different. I'm kind of digging what's going on here. No problems. But there were people that commented that I wasn't putting her to the level that she deserved. Because during my reaction, I mentioned other female vocalists. And I want to share something with you. Okay? And don't get mad. I want to share something with you. Amy Lee is not the only vocalist on the goddamn fucking planet. She's not. In fact, she's not even the first. Before Amy Lee started singing in Evanescence, there are dozens of women in Europe that were singing operatic metal, symphonic metal, doing the exact same thing that Amy Lee and Evanescence introduced in the early 2000s. 10 years, 15 years before that, bands like Nightwish, Epica, those are bands that you may, if you live in the United States and you only listen to Evanescence and you think that she's the only person that does this kind of music, crack a book, do a Google search. Symphonic operatic metal has been around for decades. Amy is probably the best from the United States at it that we know of. She's the most successful artist in the United States, but she is not the most successful one in the world, and she's not the best at it. She's really good. But if I come up and say Melissa Bonney, Floor Jansen, Floor fucking Jansen, Britney Slays, any number of artists that nobody really knows in the United States are like, who are these people? You need to look them up, okay? Because their bands are just amazing. They don't have the backing of US labels, so they're not thrown in your face every time you open your eyes over the last 20 years, but they're there. That's not me saying that Amy Lee's not an amazing vocalist. She is. And she's a good songwriter, a really good songwriter. But when I also say, well, there are these other artists and da-da-da-da, and it's great to see that there's all this other stuff, da-da-da-da, I got attacked because I dared to put other people in the same genre of Amy Lee. And for that, I won't do any more Evanescence reactions. Has nothing to do with Amy Lee or Evanescence. There are the two biggest bands in my daughter's playlist that I listen to in my vehicle. Two bands. Paramore, Evanescence. There are more songs from those two artists and covers of those two artists on my daughter's playlist that I play when I'm in my vehicle driving long distance with them than anything else. So don't think it's hated in my house. It's not. It has nothing to do with the artists. It's the fan base. I'm going to give you one more example. When I first did a reaction to Nightwish, which, by the way, is the biggest symphonic band in Europe and possibly the world, period. I didn't understand it. I didn't get it. And unlike most reactors, all my reactions are live. Just like this thing I'm doing right here with all of you is live. Well, everything I say, I haven't rehearsed it. I can't go back and edit it. Everything from when I click reaction to record and stop the recording, I'm not going to stop. First time I did a Nightwish reaction, I didn't get it. It didn't grasp how big this band really was. So my comments were not as flattering as the Nightwish army would like them. There's a difference. When I did the reaction to Nightwish, they said, "You don't get it. You don't understand. But let us help you. You don't understand all of this Nightwish stuff. This thing is bigger than just what you think. Here's some videos you should check out so you understand, because we'd love for you to understand." That's what I got from Nightwish. You know what I've never gotten from an Evanescence fan? Hey, I saw your reaction to Evanescence and I agree with you. But I think that you may not understand everything that's going on with the band and Amy and all this other stuff. Here's some stuff you should look at and maybe it might change your mind. I've never gotten that from an Evanescence fan. It's always, "You're a piece of shit. She's a goddess. Go to hell." And they're, like I said, all of their names are Amy Lee forever. Amy Lee is a goddess. Amy Lee is the best. That's their names on social media. So as soon as you see that, you're like, ugh. Let's keep talking about this stuff because I want to clear the air. There's nothing you can do about it.
Nope.
And number 3, and this was going to shock people, Spiritbox. And that has nothing to do with the band. That has to do with one of their management company sent me an email. And the reason why I said Spiritbox is because of a specific situation that occurred. And I didn't even mention Adele in this video, but I will on this one. The reason why I don't do reactions to Spiritbox has nothing to do with Courtney or any of the members of the amazing band Spiritbox. Their video for Constance is probably one of my favorite videos of the entire year of 2021. It's at least in the high top 10, possibly top 5. And I've done over 1,000 reactions in 1 year. But when they did their new album and their first single came out, I made the comment that it seemed a little labelish. Like it seemed like it was designed to be played on the radio a little bit. Because their previous album was so aggressive. The storytelling was so intense and the growling and the aggressive sound. The new single sounded a little bit too much like it was designed for Rolling Stone or radio play. And I just made that comment. Then I did other reactions to some of their other songs in the new album. Loved them. There was only one song that I did a reaction to. I said, man, this one sounds like it was made for radio. And that's all I said. Someone from their record label emailed me and told me to never speak of them like that again. And I said, okay, I will never speak of them again. If Spiritbox comes to town, I'm going to go see that show. when Spiritbox releases a new album, I'm going to listen to every song. They're going to go on my playlist because Spiritbox is an amazing group of people with an amazing singer and amazing storytelling. The bass player, the guitarist, Courtney, they are amazing. Visually, musically, storytelling, arrangement, composition, they click all the boxes. But their label ruined it for them. Sorry. What do you want me to do? I'm not going to fake a reaction because a label tells me. Nope. Because then how can I say I'm 100% real? Kind of talk to me like they were my dad. I just tell them that story. Now I'm going to close that out because it's enough of me picking on Dichotic. I went back and looked at the history of everything, and then I realized something. Someone saw this video, because it says that old school nerd on it, and someone saw this video where I talk about things, and I talked about Evanescence. Someone who is obviously a huge Evanescence fan, because her social media name is one of those names where it's like Evanescence is the greatest, or Amy Lee is a goddess, or just, I'm not going to say the name, but it's in that form. Saw this video. Then went to my Twitch stream where I was doing you request it, I'll do it night. And people were requesting videos from all over the world, and I wanted it to be where it was videos that I normally wouldn't do on YouTube. It was on Twitch. Nobody cared. And this person logged on to Twitch, but not as Uber Evanescence fan. They logged on to Twitch under a totally different name. And the entire stream, this person kept saying, you have to do this new Evanescence. You have to do the new Evanescence. You have to do the new Evanescence. Here's the problem, everybody. There isn't a new Evanescence song. There isn't. And I already knew that. I had ignored this person in my chat. They were just blowing up my chat, telling me, not asking, they were telling me I had to do it. And I was at the end of my stream. I was trying to get to the top of the hour, so it'd be a full 3 hours. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to do it. So I clicked it and I loaded it in. And my moderators blew up my Instagram. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Because I think they knew I was being trolled. Because the person was saying things that they caught on to as me being baited into an argument about Evanescence. This person was saying it was the greatest cover ever of a Beatles song. They were saying it was a new release. This is the brand new Evanescence. You have to react to this. It's the greatest thing out right now. And they were just like, that doesn't sound right. Against their better judgment and my own, I started reacting to it. It did not go well because the link they sent me was to a vocal studio performance audio only. I don't like reacting to studio audio only. I can't see the band. I can't see what they're playing. There's no graphics, and it's a studio audio. If you want me to just listen to an audio because there's no video or band playthrough, I would rather listen to a live performance of it just so I can enjoy with my eyes, appreciate the band's musicianship, and whatever. That wasn't available because the new release is a studio audio master of their Beatles cover. This person was trying to tell me it just came out, it's brand new, da-da-da-da-da. What they didn't realize is I'm not an idiot. And Evanescence has been playing this Beatles cover live to crowds since 2018 when they toured with Lindsey Sterling. I already knew that. Why? Because I have daughters who listens to a lot of Evanescence, and they had watched a concert video of that, and I remember hearing the song, and I went, hey, that's a Beatles song. They're like, yeah, no. That was 2 years ago. So when I went and did this reaction, I found one live. It was filmed by somebody on their phone, Amy Lee comes up, she starts singing, and I'm just listening. And what you can't see, what this person will not show you on their complaint, is the literal tirade blasting of me. How dare I listen to a live performance? How dare I not listen to only the studio audio of it? How dare I, You're just going to play this because it's going to make them sound bad because it was done on a phone. And I was like, fuck you. Double fingers. I was done. I was like, you see this fat retard right here on the screen? Me. I'm not small, guys. And I'll tell you in every reaction I do all the time, I'm an idiot. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Why? Because I'm doing everything live. I'm winging it. I don't have a script. I haven't watched it ahead of time. I don't have all these bullet points to make it look like I know everything. I'm just winging it. And this person decides to just go after me. So I say, you know what? And I lost it. I'll be honest with you. I got mad. I said, look at this fat motherfucking retard on the screen. And then I said, I know that this is not the best cover of this song because I've heard 1,000 covers of the Beatles, this song. You know how many people have done a cover to that Beatles song? A lot. Everybody does it. It's a classic. And I don't even really care for the Evanescence version that much. And it has nothing to do with Evanescence. I'm kind of a Beatles snob. I don't like people singing Beatles songs other than the Beatles because it's kind of like the Star Spangled Banner. Sing it like it was written or don't do an artistic impersonation of it. It just doesn't work for me. So I got really mad. Trying to get this person to look at the fat retard on the screen right now. Now, the way she cuts the video, she cuts everything I say before, and then she cuts everything I say after. She only puts the 14 seconds where you see Amy Lee on the screen because I've paused the video. And I refer self-deprecatingly to the fat ass retard on the screen. Me. But because Amy Lee's also still paused in the corner of the screen where I can't see her because I'm doing a live stream, she makes it look like I'm calling Amy Lee a fat ass retard. Anyone who has ever watched an Evanescence reaction from me, watched a reaction to any band where her name is mentioned, it has always been in reverence and respect. Always. Then she goes off to cut off the other half when I begin to explain to her that I will not be goaded by your bullcrap. You're banned from my channel. It was all done on purpose because of the interview I did with Dichotic where I talked about how I won't do a reaction to Evanescence. And it all came around. The person sees me do the interview where I say I won't do reactions to Evanescence. They come to my Twitch stream, convince me to do one, start saying things in the chat room that all my moderators are like, what the hell are you doing? Literally saying things knowing to piss me off. I snap. I ban them. They take the video, post it on the internet to make me look like I hate Amy Lee. Nope. I just hate her fans. Not the people that love Evanescence. Not the people that listen to Evanescence. You want to know why? My kids listen to Evanescence. I listen to Evanescence. A lot. I just don't like you. I don't like your trollness. There are fans from Baby Metal, The Warning, Liliac, that give all of those bands really bad names. There are amazing Liliac fans who love that band, but there are trolls. I'm going to give you a quick example. Liliac, the actual band, I met them. Great people. They have amazing people that volunteer and love this band, but they warned me. They were like, listen, if you go on Facebook, there's an official Liliac page. It's nothing but trolls that hate people. It's not us. Go to this one. For Liliac, they're a family band with teenagers. And they're like, yeah, there's literally people that troll people as Liliac. I'm like, oh my God. The Warning, okay? There are literally people that love The Warning so much that they will attack anyone that says anything bad about The Warning. Here's the problem. I love The Warning, okay? I love young women that are powerful, that play every instrument. They write amazing songs. They're different, they're new, they're fresh, and they're great examples to young people, including my daughters. Love The Warning. And their fans know that I love The Warning because I've talked to them. And all the trolls, I don't care. The problem is, most people that love Evanescence don't talk about it. The ones that want to troll and attack people because they don't share the exact thought process as them, because they're emotionally invested in it, do comment a lot. The problem, ma'am, is that you went and saw a video where I answered a question honestly, then came to my stream and trolled me into doing a reaction to a song you knew I wouldn't do, because I said I won't do a reaction to just an audio, so which means I had to do it to the live. You knew I was going to mess it up. You blew me up in chat. You made me get angry. Then you cut out the one part that made me look bad. You chopped it and edited it to where it made me look like a racist, misogynistic asshole. Then you posted it on the internet thinking, well, obviously that's who he is. No, you tried to troll me. The problem is you forgot one simple thing. For every one angry fan that I piss off, there are 20 that love the band that you love that don't hate people. So for every one of the hateful people that I lose, I gain 20. Because there's one thing that nobody can dispute. Go to my YouTube channel. Look at the list of bands that I react to and tell me that I have not reacted to more female-fronted, female-composed, female-led bands than any reactor on the planet. Go check it. I dare you. Sabaton, Leo Maracchioli, and after them, it's pretty much all women. Why? Because I'm a dad of 3 daughters and I want to show my kids, my young girls, that they can be powerful and strong by these examples, including Amy Lee, who they love. Amy Lee just got off a tour with Hailstorm and they were supported by Plush. Back when Plush was known by nobody, I was the guy who did the reaction to them. When Brooke C., the drummer from Plush, posted on her channel their amazing cover of Isolation, go back and watch it because I can't change it. Because it was 6 months ago, before anybody even knew who Plush was. I said, these are the new queens of American rock. I said it myself because they had the musicianship, the songwriting, the presence. They had it all. And that's one. And I do this every day. Do you really think one troll fan is going to snip out 14 seconds, put it out of context, and ruin my life? No. You're wasting your time. She also decided to bash me about Adele. 2 things. Number 1, and I want to say this. The reason why I don't do Adele reactions is because Adele is not a rock artist. She's not a metal artist. She's a jazz, blues, contemporary vocalist. That's number 1. Number 2, I have told people, and I mean this, the day that Aretha Franklin died, we were fortunate that Adele could pick up her torch and keep going. Because Adele is the same as Aretha Franklin. Vocal styling. Super storied powerhouse vocals. Neither one of them are octavely expansive. What I mean by is, Celine Dion has a range. Mariah Carey has a range, right? They go super low, they can go super high. Their octave span is humongous. Adele's is not. Hers is minimal, right? But where she sits, she's untouchable. You know who else was like that? Aretha, the queen of soul music. Aretha's was right here. Why? She may not be able to go super high. She may not be able to go super low. But you know what she could? Every time, every note, right here in the chest. Boom, boom, boom. Because she had that swagger, that attitude. Her voice was so rough, so imperfect, that you believed every word she said. I grew up on soul music in my home. Aretha was always on the turntable, or the 8-track, or the cassette. Because when she told a story, you believed every word. So when Adele comes along with her albums, 21, right, 25, all these albums are reflections of her life. Is she the greatest vocalist in the world? No. If you want to judge it by vocalist, she's not even in the top 10. But storyteller, songwriter, entertainer, artistry of her vocal form, connection from person to person, nobody can touch her. Nobody can touch Adele. The only person who can passed away a few years back, and we miss Aretha every day. But we're fortunate that Adele still is here to keep that going for all of us, and people can connect to her. So when I say Lauren Babick does a cover of Easy on Me, and I say it sounds better than Adele's, do not attack me, because it does. Adele's version of Easy on Me, her original version, is very broken. It's very imperfect. It's very unbalanced on purpose. It's a song of heartache. It's a song of struggle. It's a song of being emotionally vulnerable. On purpose, that's how it sounds. Lauren Babick takes it as a vocalist and goes superpower with it. And she has a much bigger range, and her styling is just different. I liked it more. Why? Because I'm a rock and metal reactor, and Lauren Babick is a rock and metal artist. It appeals to me. Which is also why Lauren Babick is still a cover of Easy on Me, and Adele's is Easy on Me. But I prefer Lauren Babick. That's nothing against Adele. But because of that, Adele fans lit up that video. I had to delete over 100 hate comments on a video that I made of Lauren Babick's cover, and I removed all those hateful comments because I didn't want it to get back to Lauren that so many people were angry because I said hers was better than Adele's. Because the Adele haters were going to go after Lauren, and all Lauren did was make a kick-ass cover. There are a lot of things that I go through every single day. Two things. One, 100% real. Two, I ain't apologizing for anything I say. And if you think I'm going to start today, then I might as well just stop doing what I'm doing now. Everything I say, I mean 100%. So when I go through all these European bands and bands from India that nobody gives a crap about, and bands in Australia that nobody's heard about, and bands in Samoa that no one's ever going to give them a chance, and I put them on this channel because there's 7 million people that are going to possibly see it and give them a shot, hell yeah, I'm going to do it. Adele don't need my help. Evanescence doesn't need my help. But a small independent band from Germany, India, Australia, Samoa, Alaska, Texas, Oregon, I'm going to be there for those people because you're not. And because of all of you amazing people out there, all 61,000 subscribers, I have a platform that I can share music from people that don't got a shot in the world to be seen or heard. And I just realized that last month. That's why I talked to all of my Patreon. I said, you know what? I'm going to start a day where all I do is showcase bands with less than 10,000 subscribers. They're just bands that don't have a lot of label push. They're not on the radio. They're just trying, and they're against all the odds. And I think we've built something here that we can showcase them. And they were like, that's the best idea you've ever had. That live stream is going up tonight. Later tonight at midnight, I'm going to post from Twitch that live stream that we did the other day. All we did was up-and-coming artists that nobody has ever heard of. That's what I'm about. I have said multiple times, it is the greatest time to be a music fan in the world. Because unlike in the 90s and unlike the 80s and 2000s, you don't have to have a label to be successful. All you need is the want, the desire, a YouTube channel and a microphone and a laptop. You want to know how I know? Look up Violet Orlandi. She's got 1.1 million subscribers, and she's a young lady from Sao Paulo, Brazil, with a laptop, a guitar in her room. She started 6 years ago as a 15-year-old girl, and she is unbelievable. A million subscribers, almost at 100,000, a million subscribers this year. And she's just doing it. No label, just being a songwriter. She's an amazing cover artist. And I post her videos every Sunday when I can. So that's my 42-minute tirade trying to apologize and then realizing, why should I? I'm going to do the Les Grossman here. We don't negotiate with terrorists. Don't troll me. You're not very good at it. It took me exactly 20 minutes to find where you were in the chat in Dicodic's little thing, where you were there, then right afterwards went to my stream on purpose, trying to goad me. Then you clipped a portion out of it and then posted it because I don't kiss your ass enough. There are a lot of people whose ass I will kiss. All of them are related to me, and you're not even on that list. My name is Old School Nerd. I've got a live stream tonight. You know what I'm doing tonight? I'm going to do D&D, and you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take the greatest woman of the 20th century. I'm going to turn her into a D&D character. Why? Because Betty White's the shit, bro.